Hi, welcome to the Inner Way. I'm your host, Father David Smith. On the Inner Way, we have spent the past many weeks going over the book Unseen Warfare, that great spiritual classic, and we'll get to that in just a moment. As I'm doing this program right now, this will be the program that will be released on February 24th of 2023. We're getting ready for Great Lent. Lent begins this coming Monday in just a few days. And usually during Lent, I do a daily Lenten reflection. Now, that's on my website. The website will probably appear somewhere down here. If you would like, take advantage of that. I believe this year we're just going to look at the readings from Isaiah. Those are long readings, and I do the readings. And I'll just make some brief comments about those readings from Isaiah. But I have found to be the most difficult to understand of the Lenten readings, daily scripture readings. So that starts on Monday, provided I can figure out how to get it onto my computer, and I hope that you will take advantage of that. Today we begin chapter 46. I use the word begin advisedly because it's a long chapter and it is about a very important thing, and that is prayer. The unseen warfare begins by saying, this is at the very beginning of the chapter, although lack of reliance on yourself, trust in God, and constant efforts are quite essential in our spiritual warfare, as has been shown already, yet the most important of all is prayer, the fourth weapon in this war, as we said at the beginning. Now, what does that mean? It means that way back in chapter 1, it seems like so long ago that we looked at chapter 1, but right at the end of chapter 1, he says that there are four weapons, invisible weapons that we use in our unseen warfare. Number one, never rely on yourself in anything. Number two, bear always in your heart a perfect and all-daring trust in God alone. Love that. All-daring. Number three, strive without ceasing. And number four is remain constantly in prayer. So indeed, the book treats those one at a time, and now here we are on chapter 46, and we're just getting to the fourth one, which is the one on prayer. I'm going to read only a small part of this chapter today. We'll actually spend a few weeks here. It's so beautiful. It goes like this. You must approach prayer with an attitude such that you desire only the divine will and not your own, alike in asking and in receiving what you have asked for. In other words, you should be moved to prayer because God wishes it, and you should wish to be heard, again as He desires it. In a word, let it be in your mind and heart completely to unite your will with the will of God, to obey in everything, and in no way to desire to incline God's will toward your own. So this is the balance that we achieve in prayer. We do ask for things in prayer. I pray for my children and grandchildren every single day, and in every single liturgy I pray for the peace of the whole world, the good estate of the holy churches of God, and so on. We do ask for things in prayer because we are told to. That's in the scriptures. Always I refer to Luke chapter 18, the beginning of the chapter. It's known as the importunate widow, the widow who keeps bothering the judge until he gives her what she wants. So we are told to ask for things in prayer, but it is a higher level of prayer to be able to ask for things and understand that it is entirely the will of God what happens. You know, when David's son was very sick, he was praying in sackcloth and ashes and so on. He was very, very, spent all of his time praying for his son. And when the son died, the servants were nervous because they thought, well, if he was like that before the child died, what is he going to be like after? And but after, what did he do? He got up, washed his face, put on clean clothes, and went about with the rest of his days. So he had it exactly right. We ask God to give us certain things that we believe are in accordance with his will. But when we do that, we understand that we are making the request to God, and he hears the request. But if he does not grant that request, that is because it is better for us if he does not. So, and this is very, very difficult to deal with sometimes. People in my parish who are just really, really wonderful people, and they get sick and, have cancer or something like that. It's a sudden diagnosis. And, they say the person only has a short period of time, and just terrible situations. And I pray and I pray, Lord, heal this person, let this person live. And they don't. Most of the time they don't. And so I have to say, God's will be done, as we say in the Lord's Prayer, thy will be done. It's very difficult to say that sometimes. I remember one time when somebody died in our parish, I was praying, and I was upset, and I said to God, if you want, I'll give you a list of people that it would be fine to take, but these are the kind of people I don't want you to take. But I apologized for that, and I confessed it. But it was just that reaction that we have. I asked for good things, and you haven't given me those good things. Why? I'm very upset about that. And so to pray in such a way that we understand that every prayer is done according to the will of God, that we need to learn the will of God and adhere to the will of God. This is the best thing for us. I often turn to the Jesus prayer, and the reason is the only thing I ask for in the Jesus prayer is mercy. There's nothing else I pray for. I don't say, a friend of mine used to do this. I'm going to say 100 Jesus prayers that this person would be healed. Or I'm going to say 10 Jesus prayers that I could find a parking spot, or things like that. That's not what the Jesus prayer is for. It is bringing you into the presence and thereby the will of God, where the only thing you ask for is mercy, and the thing that you are most concentrating on is God, is Jesus Christ. So this is wonderful advice today. I'm going to go on with the rest of the book in the coming weeks, but this is perhaps the part of prayer that I struggle with the most. I know that if you've thought about it, you've struggled with it as well. And Unseen Warfare gives us this wonderful advice. In other words, be moved to prayer because God wishes it, and wish to be heard again as He wishes it. Everything is up to the will of God. So next week, we're going to continue in chapter 46. Go on. There's some wonderful parts to this chapter concerning prayer. I hope that you'll join us. And until then, God bless you.